Welcome to Chicory's Refit video series, this time spare parts and tool storage. An important mission of the refit was to ensure that Chicory had plenty of spare parts and tools to ensure she was reliable in all circumstances. The picture shown here is an image of all of the spare parts and tools that Chicory carries aboard her. Part of the refit was making sure that we had enough space to stow all this material and have it easily accessible. This video is going to focus on the changes we made to Chicory to ensure that all this material could be stowed efficiently. Like all 46 Nordhavns, Chicory had a very huge forepeak. This housed the anchor locker and additional storage that was underutilized in Chicory. To have better access to this enormous amount of space, we added a large Freeman hatch in the foredeck so that we could access that forepeak area. The next step was to build a removable shelving system that had 3 separate areas in addition to the anchor locker area to house material. It's difficult to see from this picture, but this forepeak area can gobble up such an enormous amount of spare parts, it's unbelievable. The next big change we made was moving aft into the pilot house, where we added a tool cabinet. This installation is a work in process because it has not been trimmed out yet. There still needs to be some work done. This doesn't represent all of the tools aboard Chicory, but it is the tools that I access on a daily basis. It includes screwdrivers and nut drivers, metric tools, combination wrenches for SAE, Allen wrenches, knives, and hammers, then all my SEE sockets and wrenches and torque wrenches, all additional pliers and wrenches and cutters, electrical tools and electrical diagnostic tools, and then all my hand power tools. Moving aft to the salon, there's a huge settee with tons of storage underneath where we have all of our engine spare parts, extra tools, plumbing tools, electrical parts. It's an amazing amount of stuff that's in that area. Many of Chicory's spare parts are organized in really useful box company components. This is an example of my solderless connector electrical component box, and each box you can see has its own little parts compartment. Super useful stuff. Moving aft again into the lazarette, I fiberglassed in some partitions and some shelving to make sure that everything could be held the way I wanted it to be. You're looking at the starboard side of the lazarette right here, and that has its hoses, bolts, connectors, some spare parts for engines that are larger like starters and stuff and alternators. Then we have a similar situation on the port side where there's a slanted shelf that holds all of my spare pumps, including domestic water, toilet, and bilge pumps. Well, that's a review of all the major areas that we have parts and tools, but as you can imagine, every little nook and cranny has some extra parts. I'm going to close out this video the way I started it, showing all the parts that are aboard Chicory. And once again, thanking you for viewing, commenting, and liking these videos. Thanks again.